It's a bloody disgrace. It's a bloody disgrace. What do you think you're coming here for? What do you think you're coming here for? You can leave.
Hi team, welcome back to the channel as always. I thought today we'd do a video on the art of management, good management. Hopefully it doesn't come across as arrogant, but I think people management has always been one of the areas, certainly in business, that I felt most comfortable from right at the beginning of my career. I think I was probably triggered by it in my very, very early 20s, 21, 22, becoming the general manager of Sheffield United Football Club and managing people with much more experience, much more knowledge, much older than me, and that really makes you learn quickly how to make people tick, how to get people on side and how to motivate people. So I thought I'd do a top 5 on the best ways to motivate your people, the best things you can do as a leader. Number 1, super obvious, treat people like you like to be treated yourself. Sounds very basic, but it's actually one of the things that people forget very quickly once they assume a management position. To treat someone as though you wish to be treated is super important. If it would make you feel bad, don't do it to other people. Treat them with respect, be polite, take an interest in what they're doing. Anything that would make you feel good about yourself, think about it from a point of view of a staff member. It's going to make them feel good. We're all different. But ultimately, we all crave somebody to give them some time, some love, some respect, some acknowledgement of their successes, some support during their failures. So it's not rocket science, but treat them as though you would wish to be treated yourself. Number 2, one size does not fit all. Really, really important message, that one, because I think, and this happens a lot as you get into management initially, is you can think there's a generic style of management. This is what I need to do, whether it's be dictatorial or I've got an open door policy. All those things might be characteristics of you as a manager, but actually you need to tailor your approach. We all know lots of people in our lives and none of us are the same. That's what makes the world go round. That's what makes life interesting, is that we're all motivated by different things. We all enjoy different things. We all want different things from life. So don't make the mistake that management is suddenly a cut through, a silver bullet to all that. I'm in charge, therefore people will say, listen when I ask. It's just not how the world works in reality. So I think don't make the mistake of thinking one size fits all. Adapt your approach to the people. Be consistent, be fair, but make sure that you give each person what they're requiring. Number 3, be firm but be fair. Never be afraid to show your teeth. Everyone that's managed by anyone or has been managed themselves, you've always got to respect your boss. You can love them, they can be a friend. You don't have to like them, but ultimately you need to have that professional working respect for one another. And I think when you step into a management role, you can't be afraid to say when you disagree, or if something's not good enough, or if you felt someone's let you down.
This is my 10th year of doing this, and I've got to say that when I read your application form, and then when I read your CV, it filled me with pleasure. There were no boastful brags about how great you are and how you're the greatest salesman or you're the greatest everything. It was very, very mature, very nicely written. So from my point of view, that was a sheer pleasure.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Okay, look, I've told you how pleased I was with your CV, and then I came on to actually look at the proposal that you're pitching for Lord Sugar. And frankly, it's a bloody disgrace. It's a bloody disgrace.
And that's what I mean by show your teeth. It doesn't mean that you have to absolutely lash the person, make them feel tiny and insignificant, far from it. But I think there has to be a very clear line, and when that line is crossed, they're aware that you will come down on that, and that you will, if you need to, and I've done this before, it's probably comes across that way on this video. I'm pretty chilled out, pretty relaxed guy, but if someone crosses me and I've given them the benefit of the doubt a couple of times, I will absolutely make sure that that is not let go, and if anything, I will probably make an example of that situation, because it's something I don't want it to escalate to. And I think the best way to do that is to show your teeth, to show that it won't be tolerated, it's done in a dignified, well-mannered way, but actually that there is a line, so there is a professional respect between all of you. So that's one of the things I'd really encourage. It's not always the easiest thing to do, but it's very quickly that your people will run amok around you if they're not clear what the boundaries are, and that you will hold them to those boundaries. Number 4. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, so fake it till you make it is, we all have an idea of what a good manager does look like. We've been managed by good people, we've been managed by bad people, we've been inspired, we've been demotivated. If when you're taking your first management role, or if you're an entrepreneur starting your business and you've never led people before, it should come naturally, but it doesn't for everybody. And if it doesn't, you shouldn't beat yourself up about that. So what I'd say is, as we've mentioned in the earlier points, take notes, try and exhibit behaviours, even if they're not natural to you, as you grow into your skin. I would always encourage someone to be themselves. But actually, if you're not naturally inclined to leadership, but you find yourself in that role, then do fake it till you make it. Play that character. You can still be you. You can still be the heartfelt person, the person that has a laugh, but actually there's really important management traits: decision making, discipline, motivating those around you, creating a structure that works. There's all these parts of becoming a manager or a great leader or a great entrepreneur, but it invariably involves people. So what I would encourage you to do is work out what good management looks like to you, and fake it till you make it. Play that part until that part becomes who you are. And that's not about changing your personality, that's not about changing who you are and how you are. You can still be you, you can still have your mannerisms, you can still have all of your preferences, all your personality quirks, but just make sure that the key pillars of what good management looks like, giving people time, making the right decisions, making the tough decisions, being firm but being fair, these things aren't personality traits, they're traits of a great manager, and they might not come naturally to you. So if they don't, work out the things that don't. Even if you've got a piece of paper, good manager, a bad manager, and try and exhibit the behaviours of a good manager, it's not changing you as a person, it's just making sure you're giving yourself the best chance of success. Number 5, and this has always been the kind of secret bit of my armour as a manager, and I think it's actually the one where the veil comes down and people trust you more. Never ever be afraid to admit that you don't know, or that you've made a mistake.
You cannot let a fear of failure, or a fear of comparison, or a fear of judgment stop you from doing what's going to make you great. Be willing to fail. Let yourself fail. Fail in the way, in the place where you would want to fail. Because without this struggle, what is your success anyway?
Obviously you can't do this day in, day out, because people will think you're incompetent, and you probably are at that point. But actually there's nothing wrong with not knowing. Just because you've accepted a job title as a chief executive, or as a senior manager, or even a team leader, or because you opened the company or you founded it, didn't mean that in taking that role someone handed you a book that told you all the answers to all the situations and all the scenarios that you're going to face. And you know what? As companies grow, or as you recruit people, the best recruitment, and as we've talked about in other videos, go find the experts. And actually, when you are the leader, the owner, the entrepreneur, you've just got to be equipped to make the best decisions with the information that's presented to you. And actually, then you become reliant on your people to present you with all of the situations as they see them, and then you can make your recommendation off the back of it. And great people help you make great decisions. Therefore, you should never be afraid to say that you don't know. Why would you be an expert? Whatever field you've gone into, it might be that you were passionate about it. It might be that you had a particular knowledge or a particular skill set that meant the business got to a certain point. And an absolutely fantastic example of that is Gymshark, one of the quickest growing companies in the country. The founder, Ben Francis, when the company got to a certain size, I think he's moved himself to the chief marketing officer, and a CEO has been appointed. I mean, that's an inspirational decision as far as I'm concerned, that you're not arrogant enough to believe that you have to have all the answers. You're going to focus on what you know, what you're best at, and the stuff that you don't know, you're going to admit you don't know, or you're going to find someone that does know. So that's point number 5. Never be afraid to admit that you don't know. You should never be scared of that, because actually when done properly and when delivered properly, all that will happen is the respect of your team members will go up, because it doesn't change your ability to make a great decision just because you don't know in that particular scenario. So that's it for today. Thank you as always for watching. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe, do comment if there's things that you want me to talk about. I will mention the Shop Chronicles in this video. We're actually starting to make a bit of progress, so I'm hoping in the coming weeks you'll start to see me out with those episodes as well, because it's something that I'm pumped about, as well as a couple of the other businesses that I've got going on at the same time. So as always, thank you very much. Stay safe. Take care. Bye.